Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
Hey, away we go. Welcome to show number 2711. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Wobbin Fox, and my cock. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, the drug in charge Ryan Castle's into Sit and Spin Now. Today, the top 10 highest earning dead celebrities. What you don't need to know has things that we don't talk about. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, the men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack, drinkity drunk.
All right, here we go as we head to Florida, where a woman refuses to leave closing bar. So she hits Bouncer in the head with a 12-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Meanwhile, a man tries to scare out wildlife for a hunting club and instead is killed by a deer. Hidden Valley blows people's minds as you can now order a keg of delicious ranch. It might shock some of you to know we actually work with a guy named Tanch. Hard to find things around here. And a woman who sang karaoke on airplane now says she was just napping in a stranger's lap. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Napping in a strange... That's her excuse.
Something like that.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, no matter who you are, the who of you, generally, it's just the sum of your total memories, right? It's your perception of the world based on your experiences. And for better or worse, most of us have that memory, like that one specific memory that truly defines us, or it becomes the story that we always tell. For example, there's a guy who's always going to tell the story of the time that he was on a flight. It may have been at the root of why the flight had to be diverted. Why was it diverted? Well, while he was asleep, his wife went through his phone and found out that he was cheating on her. She freaked out mid-flight and the plane had to make an emergency landing. He's always going to tell that story. Or maybe you're the guy in Pennsylvania. He pulled a gun on a child after his wife tripped over the child's shopping cart. They're in a store. They turn the corner. The kid's pushing the shopping cart. She trips over it, and this dude, it's a grown-ass man, pulls out a gun. I get the feeling both he and the kid are going to tell that story. There's a hotel housekeeper in North Carolina. She earned a new memory when she discovered a 5-foot-long boa constrictor under the covers in an empty hotel room.
Oh.
Yeah, or how about actor Jim Duff? You don't know who this guy is, but just know that he was playing the role of a bank robber in a movie. They're filming the movie. He steps outside. He's holding a toy gun. He's still wearing a ski mask. And by the time he steps outside, he realizes he's surrounded by cops that are unaware they're filming a movie. One of the cops actually fired a shot at him. That's going to be the story he tells for a while. We've all got them. We all have these incidents that have happened, whether it be at work or something that happens in your personal life, whatever it may be. Here is today's question. In your lifetime, what would you describe as the incident?
Be a part of the big show. Call 844-999-OLA. You can like The Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. And send your emails to themensroom@mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network. Hold the shoulders and away we go. Welcome to show number 2711. What a huge show we have for you today.
No, we don't.
As the drug in charge, Ryan Castle's in the house to sit and spin today the top 10 highest earning dead celebrities. And you think to yourself, well, dead celebrities, well, that could be anyone, not necessarily a musician or a band or whatever the deal is. And yes, in fact, there are a couple of celebrities on there that weren't musicians at the time, but Ryan has taken the time to fill them in with music that's appropriate for their career. But most of the people on there, believe it or not, are musicians. So we're going to feature that today coming up with the top 10 highest earning dead celebrities on Sit and Spin.
Just remember, the next time you look at your paycheck, just keep in mind, someone who's dead makes more than you.
Significantly more. Probably more than everyone in your neighborhood
and
put
they're
together
dead.
on your block or however you want to slice it. It's a substantial amount of money. So if you're wondering why Michael Jackson's kids will be fine for the rest of their life, presumably, maybe not.
Financially fine.
Who knows? But, yeah, exactly.
He was their father. Yeah. There's no way they're fine.
As soon as Blanket gets his name changed, he's off and
Ain't
running.
nothing strange about your daddy, boy, that he named Blanket.
But my money says that Michael Jackson probably is on that list. We haven't taken a look at it yet, but Ryan's got it coming up with the top 10 highest earning dead celebrities on Sit and Spin. And the return of what you don't need to know. We have things that people do that we don't necessarily talk about, but in fact we do them on a regular basis. Some are a little bit strange, but it's more of some things that you do in the privacy of your own home that you would just prefer that other people didn't exactly know. Maybe you're going for a smell check somewhere. You get the idea. That's kind of the tip that's on.
Smell check.
And today on our question, we're going to go with in your lifetime, what would you describe as, quote, the incident, the story that you would tell? And we equate it to, like, look, man, you got a new girlfriend, you got a new boyfriend, whatever the deal is. Maybe you're inviting them over to a family event, maybe whatever the deal is, but you have to say, hey, look, I got to tell you something about my uncle. When my uncle was 22 years old, he fill in the blank. And that will be his story, whether he knows it or not. I mean, look, your story is going to be different than the story that someone else tells. Mm-hmm. Steve, you could say the story that would describe the incident in your life, and you've had a few of them. I would describe a different incident based on just our knowledge of our friendship. You have a different one, but I would say, like, look.
Which one?
This is all you need to know about Steve. I don't know.
I thought you were going to go the kidnapping way.
No.
Because, like, look, it was in it, but it doesn't speak to my general. I don't normally kidnap people. It's just one of those things that I did once.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Which is more than enough.
I think it's probably somewhere in between all the bars we've been almost or sort of asked to leave because you fell asleep at the bar.
That happens.
That would be my warning. Like, look, you know what I mean? If it gets around 10:30, 11 o'clock, there's a pretty good chance that Steve might fall asleep at the bar. So just know we might have to evacuate. Like the time that Steve and I was in San Diego, and you know how much. I mean,
I was about to say, in his defense, I haven't seen him go to sleep in a while.
Thank you very much.
You know how much.
I'm an alert alcoholic now.
What fast food chain that serves chicken wings makes me very excited because we don't have a lot.
Hooters.
Sure. And I love Buffalo Wild Wings. Don't get me wrong, no problem. I go to Buffalo Wild Wings all the time. It's just the fact that Hooters is not in our area. They used to be in our area, and they kind of moved out, so there's no Hooters wings anymore. So we're in San Diego. I see Hooters. And I'm like, dude, just let's go to the bar real quick and get 6 chicken wings, and then we'll get the hell out, man. This will be easy. You don't even remember this.
No, I don't at all.
I know. So, but I talked you into it because we haven't.
Why did you make him go?
We were walking around. We were upright.
This is new.
Fine.
Like, keep in mind, this is a story for me as well, because I have no recollection.
We were fine, okay? So
obviously we weren't.
Well,
obviously I was not fine.
I was
if
hungry.
You're telling me this, and I
was hungry.
I believe you.
And they had the delicious curly fries with a side of nacho canned cheese, which I'm a big fan of. So so we sit down and we get a beer. We get 2 big mugs of beer, like the big 22-ounce mugs of beer. Right?
Got to
start drinking a Coors Light or whatever the hell we're drinking. I'm fired up, man. I got the plastic menu. It's got all the pictures on it. I know what I'm getting. I'm getting like 9 wings. I'm getting a small thing of fries. You ordered some wings. Next thing I know, she's taking my order. She looks at you, and you're asleep. And I'm like, dude.
Are you at the bar or at a table?
We're at a bar. We're at the bar, okay?
Boring bar.
Yeah. And so I'm like, and you're like, yeah, just give me regular wings. Order regular wings. So she orders, and I'm like, man, please, you got to stay awake. You got to stay awake, and just until we get the food.
All right, one more. What time is it?
It's like 11.
Oh, at night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's been a whole day.
Thank you, Ted.
We've been out all day.
Well, I thought... Selfishly, I wanted the story to be like, it was 5:30.
No.
No,
we'd
come on.
We'd spent a whole day doing our thing. Trust me, we were at the end of the rope. I just needed to get some food. And so, like, in between, like, you keep falling asleep, but she keeps looking over. And then the manager kind of comes over, and the manager's having a conversation with her. And she's talking to the manager, and they're looking at me, and they're looking at Steve. And the only thing I can think of is, like,
I'm not getting wings.
Get those goddamn wings out here right now as fast as humanly possible. And then basically She came up and she delivered the wings, and she wasn't going to give you your wings at first, and then I woke you up again, and then she gave you the wings, but by that point in time, then you fell asleep when you got the food. So then the manager comes over, and he's like, look, man, you guys got to go. Now, keep in mind, I've had like 2 sips of this huge-ass beer. Steve has not touched his beer. There's 2 full plates of wings. So I said, okay, look, could you just wrap these bad boys up? We'll get to the hotel. So lo and behold, we go someplace else to get a beer before we get back to the hotel because we're fine once we start walking around. Now we're good, okay? Everybody's awake. We're fine.
Do you have the wings to go?
I have the wings to go. So we go to a different bar, and I left the wings at that bar. Oh. And then we got back to the hotel, and I'm like, oh, God, I left all the food at the last place we stopped at.
Well,
I left a delicious.
You wanted to bar hop in spite of the fact that I fell asleep at a bar at Hooters. You thought, hey.
Well, it was your idea to go in this other bar.
It was my. Why would you listen to me?
Because you were fine.
I just fell asleep.
I know, but like
at Hooters.
The problem is if you're standing up, you're fine. But when you sit down at the bar, you fall asleep.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. So, and that wasn't the
So
first
did you
time.
make up stand at the next bar?
Yeah, we stood up. And we drank a beer. But I put the wings down.
I have no recollection of this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, man, we got to stand up.
Then we had like a real long walk back. So, by the time we got back, we're pretty well fine because the hotel.
Were we hungry?
We're starving. Starving. Like, I'm starving. You know how that goes when you don't eat all day? Like, I think I had a couple tacos or something, but other than that, I was just dying.
I also just know you. There's certain spots where you want wings, and you are not going to pass it.
Oh, so pissed off. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't believe I left him. So dumb. All right, let's start with this one. This is a crazy story.
But you listened to me when I said, hey, let's stop at another bar.
Right.
See, at that point, like, hey, man, come on.
Yeah. I think when this, I'm pretty sure in the office, when this iPhone came out that did the fingerprint system,
yeah,
we said out loud, this is going to be a disaster because
absolutely,
if you want to unlock whoever's phone you're with when they're sleeping, you just put your finger on the button, man, and it'll unlock the phone, right? Did we not say that?
That's exactly what we said. But it's so obvious.
My kid wants to use my iPad. Kid walks in the room, puts daddy's finger on the button.
Oh, yeah.
It opens the thing up.
Right. She's in. She can, not that she's going to do anything, but you get the idea. We were like, well, that seems awful strange. And here is a case of that. A woman who accessed her husband's phone using his fingerprint and found out he was cheating caused a mid-flight emergency. The Qatar Airways flight, I always say Qatar, you always say Qatar.
Everyone says Qatar, but on the news they keep saying Qatar.
Qatar.
Which sounds stupid.
That's a nice cutter you got.
That's where my mind goes to, man.
Exactly.
Cutter.
Oh, man.
They got great asses.
Oh, man, I don't know. I heard they had a troubled relationship. Man, what a cutter, though. The Qatar Airways flight they were traveling on was forced to make an emergency landing in India after she started to repeatedly beat her husband following the discovery. She was just beating him in the chair. According to the Hindustan Times, the Iranian woman had managed to unlock her partner's smartphone by pressing it against his hand while he slept. Flight attendants tried to intervene, but were unable to calm her down. She's losing it, leaving the pilots with no option but to make an unscheduled stop in the southern Indian city of Chennai, I want to say. Chennai on Qatar Air. The couple, along with their child, were removed from the plane. That's right, the kid was there too, which then completed its journey to Bali. The family spent the day at Chennai Airport. No police action was taken, according to the newspaper. But that's how that went down. And it went down at 32,000 feet.
I don't think the cops anywhere will give you a hard time about that.
What are they going to do?
Right? Like, she found out on the plane the dude was cheating. Like, she's going to react.
Yeah.
Yep. Then let's go to Florida. Gainesville woman was arrested after hitting a bouncer with a 12-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Damn.
Now, this to me, I have many questions about this story, all right? Casey Lynn Wiley, 27 years old, who, boy, what a rough 27 years. I will say, though, in fact... that,
did you see her picture?
One Robin Fox, I said, I just pulled Robin over. I said, just look at this picture of this lady. Please give me an age estimate on how old you think
Hold on,
she
what's
is.
her name? I'm going to Google her.
Her name is Casey Lynn Wiley, so don't give it away yet.
No, I won't.
Casey with a C, A-S-E-Y, Lynn Wiley. She is of 201 West University Avenue there.
Images.
Where was it at?
This was in,
Jesus
no,
Christ.
that's not her.
That's not her.
That was this was in Florida. So Casey Lynn Wiley hit the bouncer with a box of beer after he tried to remove her from the bar. Keep in mind, it's 3:10 a.m.
Jeez.
She is the last patron in the bar. The bar had been closed. She, at this point in time, just refused. Okay, right here. All right, you got it.
Oh.
Okay, give me an idea. How old is she?
What?
Right, how old? What's your guess?
This is a woman who hit the bartender with a 12-pack of beer in her free time.
Robin nailed it. She nailed it on one guess.
I mean, she looks 40, maybe?
Yeah. Keep her hobbies in mind.
Ted, you got a guess, or are you reading the story?
I'm reading the story.
All right. Okay, 27 years old.
Jeez.
She is 27 years old. It's
looks like a fun
3:10
time.
in the morning. She refuses to leave the bar. The bar had been closed, and they're cleaning up, and she won't leave. So Wiley was handcuffed while police investigated the incident, but she still tried to leave the scene, according to a report. After she was released from the handcuffs, Wiley refused to give her name or date of birth to police, and police said that Wiley was behaving violently and yelling profanities at them. Wiley later gave her name and date of birth to an officer, and afterward, she stepped toward an officer in an aggressive way after being told not to. The bouncer didn't want to press charges against Wiley. Wiley was arrested on a charge of disorderly conduct and taken to jail, where she was released the next morning. Now, my question is this. I guess because the place was closing, and you have to keep that in mind. They were probably bringing in beer to restock, is what I'm assuming here.
I guess.
How does a woman get a hold of a 12-pack of beer and throw it at the bouncer's head?
Well, what are the rules in Florida? Can you buy beer from the bar? Like some states, you can buy beer.
Yeah.
from the bar.
You're saying I can go to a bar and buy a 12-pack of beer?
I did it in Michigan. Like we were drinking at a bar, and then when we were leaving,
Yeah, you can. There's some states definitely
you
do
just
that.
buy
yeah.
like beer to go.
Yeah, but can you buy a 12-pack of beer and sit it on the table and sit there with 4 solo cups?
Probably.
And drink?
No.
No.
You can't
They'll
drink it
sell
there.
it to you like if you're leaving.
Okay. Because I have been in a couple of places in New Jersey, which is BYOB.
Yeah.
It was either a club or a couple dinner establishments, a strip club. Yeah, but you brought your own stuff in.
Sure.
And basically it just became kind of cool because you talked to everybody about what they had, what they were drinking. You traded off beers.
Yeah, but some states, I'm saying, like the bars are just package stores too.
Yeah, when you leave, you can buy.
Right. Like you couldn't buy it and
So
drink it
maybe
there.
she walked into a cooler that was on the side, picked up a case. Because that was the one question
She
I had.
probably bought it to leave.
How are you in
right?
a bar? You know
and
what I
then
mean?
sat there with it. She finished her
Okay.
drink and then, hit the bouncer with it.
If that's legal in Florida, I don't know.
Right.
There's also a chance she just was wasted, walked next door, bought a 12-pack, and then came back for one more shot.
Our question today in your lifetime, what would you describe as, quote, the incident? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Paula. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Oh.
What is your incident, Paula?
My incident is I had an epic bout of constipation. And
Wow.
that's not usually how things work in my digestive tract. But there was a day when I went in to take care of things as usual in the bathroom. And, I was patient and,
How
read-
patient? Like, how long were you sitting there waiting, quote unquote, for the shoe to drop?
Well, it took about, I think, an hour before I realized that I had a situation on my hands. Things were kind of crowning. You know what I mean?
But
How-
not quite.
Up
Up
until this point, how long had it been since you'd had a bowel movement?
I wasn't counting, but I'd eaten an awful lot of cheese and crackers the weekend before.
I don't know why that. I love cheese and crackers, but in this case, somehow they're kind of ruined.
So you know why this is happening, but you continue to eat the cheese ball.
Well, I'd never had this problem before.
Okay.
I was
okay.
not there eating the cheese at that time because, believe me, you don't feel like eating cheese then.
What is your favorite cheese, by the way, just to let people know what not to eat? What kind of cheese were you eating?
I was eating, we were camping, so it was just like cheapy cheddar and crackers.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right.
that should run right through you.
Okay.
Yeah, and not much water apparently. So here I am, and starting to think that I'm in trouble because there's something in there it's just not going to fit out the doggy door.
God.
Yeah, a lot of things squeeze in. You can walk in your house and find a fat raccoon that comes in through a doggy door.
Yeah, you got a mastiff trying to get out of the doggy door.
No, wait a minute, hold on. Not yet. Had you had children?
Had I had children? No.
Okay.
No, but it wasn't quite as big as a baby, but of course it wasn't taking the same route.
All right.
Yeah.
Because they're often...
that both of those are good.
You know
That is a
reason-
positive
you know
thing.
the reason I say
that your
this-
turd's not the size of a baby, and you did not excrete it through your vagina.
Look, we go to the doctor. Doctor stick his finger up there once a year, right? But I've had turds that look like, the giantest finger you've ever seen.
It was like a baseball
And it
bat.
didn't feel as bad as the doctor doing that. So.
Because it's leaving.
Right.
I mean, that's the difference, man.
So could you not birth this thing?
Yeah. So, I drank something that was supposed to help with things like this, and that started. Well, I had a bunch of aquarium tubing stored somewhere, and I thought, maybe an enema would help. So
no, you didn't. You didn't take an aquarium NG tube, put it up your backside, and blow water in it.
Yeah, well, something had to be done.
You couldn't have gone and just bought a regular enema bottle?
I didn't have one because this is not my problem. This is, usually I'm one of those people that doesn't have constipation problems.
But most people don't MacGyver an enema out of NG tube from a fish tank.
Well, this was called for.
So are you in pain as all this is going on? Because like you said, you're breaching a little bit, but it's not.
And what else is I had something to drink that was, I don't know, like mineral oil or something that's supposed to help.
You should have had a Metamucil.
And then I started puking. And so then my body was actually having contractions.
Oh, God.
And I was getting ready to, I was feeling that cold sweat and like I was going to pass out. And things just kind of built up. I kept trying.
How long were you in this situation?
Well, of course, I wasn't looking at the clock, and it seemed like forever. But I would say it took me an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour to get into it, and then I think it probably took another hour to get out of it. And I called a friend who was a naturopathic midwife. And I said, hey, I've got this situation. and she said, okay, you can get yourself out of it. All you need is a finger, some Vaseline, and some courage.
How come when I say that to women, I end up having to talk to the police?
Then he has to give a safe word.
Yeah.
So did you get that? Did you reach up in there and grab that thing out?
So, well, it was really tight, let me tell you. So even... like that wasn't fun. Of course, I'm puking and the whole thing and contracting but it was like a cat made out of clay.
But you got it out of there.
Yeah, I mean, you had to chip away, to make things. I mean, it sounds gross, but I was ready to call 911. My friend actually offered to come and do it for me, but she says it's really better if you do it yourself.
Yeah. And by the way, just so you know, that's a real friend. That is a true friend. Hey, I'll chip that poop out of you.
Damn.
That's a strange way to start the show.
That is the incident.
To say a cat made out of clay.
In your lifetime, what would you describe as the incident? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls on the way. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Coming up, Drunk and Charged, Ryan Castle and the Sin Spin today, the top 10 highest earning dead celebrities. That is on the way. Our question in your lifetime, what would you describe as the incident? And a few comments start coming in.
Yeah, we took Paula's call, and in case you missed it, Paula called and told us the story of the time that she was constipated. Okay, so these are some of the comments that came in as Paula is telling us about her harrowing journey. It says, I can't. Effing nasty-ass lady. Sorry, gentlemen. Is she married? Oh, gosh. This lady has made me ill. Damn, this lady is turning me on, and that was the best effing call ever.
Yeah.
And then also this comment comes in and said, I had to do the same thing that woman had to do. Chip out a big old compacted turd.
Oh, God.
It hurt. It looked like a bunch of rabbit pellets when I was done. It took about 15 to 20 minutes.
Huh. Yeah, my sister, for a long period of time, did not poo either. There's a whole story behind that. But anyhow, apparently when she finally did, it was the same thing. Like
with concrete?
Yeah, it honestly looked like a loaf of bread.
Oh, wow.
And it was just like,
pumpernickel, I'm guessing.
How did that?
Like one of those nice little rolls you get at Outback Steakhouse. Stick it on the...
Yeah, like that, or like the one you used to get at the Wonder Bread outlet store.
That's my favorite bread. You just ruined it. The Outback bread. Here
that
we
would
go
be
to
Outback bread.
We go to Reading, Pennsylvania. The accidental tripping, listen to this, over a child's toy led to a gun being pulled during a dispute inside a grocery store in Reading, Pennsylvania. Man became upset after his wife tripped over a small shopping cart being pushed by a young child. You know, they have the little play school.
Yeah, of course.
The same that you can buy at home with all the plastic food and all that for your kids. They have that in the grocery store so the kid can push one around as well. Well, his wife tripped over one where the kid was pushing it inside the Seatown supermarket. The guy then points the gun at another customer before a manager pushed him away. Officers arrived as he was checking out. They said he ignored all of their commands, forcibly resisted their attempts to arrest him. A 60-year-old was eventually taken into custody without incident and charged with possession of a weapon, reckless endangerment, resisting arrest, simple assault. He was freed on $20,000 unsecured bail. But yes, because of a child, he pulled a gun in a grocery store. Our question, in your lifetime, what would you describe as the incident?
Hello, Caitlin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
Hola. All right. So my story is similar to the one that was just told.
Oh, good.
However, kind of opposite.
Uh-oh. There's no kind of opposite of that.
There's a reason I don't eat oysters anymore.
Oh, no.
That sounds slimy.
No.
Yeah.
I went on a boat ride from my town over to Seattle, just a speedboat with a couple people. And we went to one of the seafood restaurants in downtown Seattle. I forgot the name of it. It was like 7 to 8 years ago.
Okay.
And I never really liked raw oysters, but I had some with a lot of cocktail sauce and crackers. Well, fast forward to the next day, and I'm on my lunch in my car on an important phone call. And I'm thinking I have to cut the cheese.
You're going to fart while on the phone on a very important phone call.
We have it's 2 calls and 2 cheese references.
Yeah. So it wasn't. I didn't cut the cheese. I poured the nacho sauce.
Oh no! Oh no!
Like out of a pump?
Yeah.
You served the fondue.
I took my sweatshirt and I tied it around my waist and went into the office and said, I need to go home and take a shower.
Did you tell them why?
I kind of made a large circle in my middle area, and they're like, okay, go home. I don't know what they thought.
They thought exactly what happened. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you need to go home and shower and you circle around your stomach, everyone understands what has just happened.
I'm surprised it took that long to get out of you if it affected you that much. Like it was the following day. I think that if you ate a bad one, it would have been immediately. So basically it was just your body not reacting well to the food, even though the food was fine.
Correct. And then, so my ride home was about 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't want to sit in it.
How bad did your car smell?
It didn't smell, luckily.
And by the way, so you're on the phone, you poop yourself. Do you cut the call short, or do you fight through the rest of the call since it was important?
I told them I had to go. But anyway, I didn't want to sit in it, so I stopped at a grocery store that was next to my work. Went to the bathroom and threw my underwear away in the garbage can.
Okay. So it was you somewhat contained it.
Yeah.
Because most of the underwear that I've seen ladies wear don't have much to the back end of them.
Yeah, we just spray out 2 sides.
Right.
I'm not exactly a small woman.
Okay.
So my underwear is not very small.
All right, well, that's a fortunate
But
thing
how full was your big-ass underwear? That's the question.
Depends.
How what?
How full was your underwear? Was it just a stain, or was there some serious material?
No, there was some to it.
Oh man!
Oh boy!
It was pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's like when you go to those brunches and they have the chocolate fountain that you can dip anything in.
Now I'm going to picture her like, I'll pass. God,
dip your waffle in it. In your lifetime, what would you describe as the incident? 844-999-OLA.
The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.